excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of Kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free Kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, 2 whistleblowers, Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden, were nominated alongside WikiLeaks journalist and former editor-in-chief Julian Assange for the Nobel Peace Prize of 2020 by 17 members of a German parliamentary group. Activist Post reports earlier this month, more than 130 prominent figures in Germany from the world of art, politics, and the media signed an appeal for the release of Julian Assange, including former German Vice Chancellor Sigmar Gabriel and Nobel Prize winner Elfriede Jelinek. Assange has won a total of 20 awards, Manning has won 11, and Snowden has won 9 for their individual bravery, helping to shed light on the truth. Last year, Assange's friend, Nobel Peace Prize laureate Madrid Maguire, accepted the joint GUE-NGL Prize for journalists, whistleblowers, and defenders of the right to information. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. Faced with a tsunami of sexual abuse lawsuits from thousands of alleged victims, the Boy Scouts of America filed for bankruptcy Tuesday in a bid to continue operating. The Mind Unleashed reports the organization, which just recently celebrated its 110th anniversary on February 8th, listed its liabilities as between $100 million and $500 million, but its assets at $50,000 or less, per court documents filed in the Delaware Bankruptcy Court. Due to the filing, all civil litigation against the organization has ground to a halt. Thousands of people had filed accusations that they faced abuse while they were scouts, and myriad others had also been expected to come forward. The Boy Scouts of America, a nonprofit organization, is swamped in hundreds of sexual abuse lawsuits at present, including several that allege repeated fondling, exposure to pornography, and forced anal or oral sex. Last week, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents took a Philadelphia woman into custody. The woman was dropping her child off at Eliza B. Kirkbride Elementary School in South Philadelphia at the time of her arrest. She was released the same day. The Mind Unleashed reports that as a result of the arrest and the fact that it took place at a school district of Philadelphia school has led the district to question the current protocols regarding requests and visits from ICE agents. According to Superintendent William Haidt, the school district of Philadelphia has been working on protocols to prevent ICE from targeting parents who are either dropping off or picking up their children from school. A 2010 study of immigration-related arrests of parents found that children experienced at least 4 adverse behavioral changes in the 6 months following a raid or arrest. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
This is the Onion Week in Review. Thousands of outraged meth addicts urged the federal government this week to address the nation's growing spider epidemic. During a marathon 72-hour meeting under the Roosevelt Bridge Monday, tweakers from across the nation drafted a 45,000-word proposal to kill all the acid-shooting spiders before they develop the powers of mind control or, God forbid, flight.
We can't grow these spiders any longer. The government has to... There's a spider there!
The addicts have agreed that the best temporary solution would be for the government to issue them large quantities of methamphetamine methamphetamine, and steal woke. A local daddy was put in his bye-bye box Tuesday so that he could go on a long vacation with the birds and clouds in the sky. The daddy, who was once tall and strong and liked going to the hospital to play with their fun machines, was reportedly put in the bye-bye box after weeks of being sleepy all the time and never finishing his din-din. Family had come in from all over to watch daddy get dropped inside a cool underground fort full of dirt and sand, where he'll be tonight instead of being home to play Chutes and Ladders.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Conan.
And I've been watching South Park for the better part of most of my life, really.
As have I.
And it's probably one of my favorite shows after probably the third or fourth seasons. And I feel like a lot of people, you know, they watch the initial seasons of South Park.
And that's it for them.
Yeah, and it's crude, typical guy humor kind of
potty
crap.
mouth.
Yeah.
It is very disgusting.
It is.
But for a young
evolved.
teenager, that was perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And yes, you're right. It evolved into something completely acceptable, actually.
Yeah, it was not social satire initially. It was just, you know, a funny show. Well, I guess there were some satirical elements to it.
Right.
But it wasn't a satire show, but it's evolved. And it's become something that is both intelligent, tolerant, and still manages to be relevant and funny, which is something that, you know, The Simpsons failed to do, thus its ending. But as long as South Park is lampooning current events, they're never going to run out of things to talk about.
Right. And it's sad that typically they only really air, you know, once a year, or I think they split it, so two portions of a year, and so there's so much content, and so we're only really getting, you know, out of the year a small piece of what they could be doing, making fun of just everything and everywhere. So I mean, it's.
Now you're a gamer as well. Have you played Stick of Truth or The Fractured But Whole?
Stick of Truth, yes, and in fact, I was actually considering doing a playthrough.
Okay.
And I started, but my computer wasn't up to speed.
This is the second one?
This is the Stick of Truth.
Okay.
So now that I have a much faster computer, I might actually do a playthrough of Stick of Truth, because it's just brilliant.
It is. Definitely one of my better games out of the last 3 or 4 years to have played. The sequel was really interesting because early on in the game, you get the option of changing your gender.
Mm-hmm.
While you're talking with Mr. Mackey. And they handle it in a way that you would expect South Park to handle it, where it's both funny and it recognizes the sensitivity of the subject. Like, you can retcon all of Stick of Truth and tell Mr. Mackey that, oh, yes, I was a girl that entire time.
Right.
And Mr. Mackey, obviously, awkwardly is like, okay, but...
He's a guidance counselor, and there's stipulations, and we might even have a story of another school who basically is dealing with the exact same kind of a scenario.
Yeah.
Where this is something that has to it's in the radar. It has to be taken care of one way or the other. And so I'm sure Mackey, with much difficulty, slogged through it, and
he did in a very funny way, but it didn't belittle the difficulties of the situation,
right.
which is amazing for something like a video game about South Park to pull off. But South Park isn't without its detractors. Apparently, a lot of people have been criticizing it for
many years, since the beginning.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sure. Now, you had people up in arms about Kenny dying and the Jesus spoofs and Santa and who knows what else people have gotten upset about.
Well, they don't hold any punches. They make fun of everybody.
They do.
Which I believe is a good thing. I mean, it's reflection. It's self-reflection, and it's good to receive criticism and to handle it.
I was particularly happy with the banned South Park episode, the one where they featured Muhammad. They were 100% willing to go, and they did, to draw Muhammad and put him in the cartoon and everything. And it was Comedy Central who chickened out. But
Correct.
They were literally willing to put their lives on the line to defend their idea of making fun of everyone. Either it's all okay or none of it is, which is a quote from South Park. But last week, according to Reason.com, the long-running and iconoclastic cartoon South Park got dragged yet again, this time for allegedly teaching a generation of boys that it was always cooler to be reactionary and contrarian, and anyone who criticizes anything is offended, and that's the real problem. I've never gotten any of that from watching South Park.
No.
They certainly do criticize people getting offended, but as far as being reactionary and contrarian, I don't necessarily see it. A Twitter thread started by novelist, podcaster, and TV writer Dana Schwartz caught enough buzz to get trending on Twitter. It's worth pausing over her critiques as it reflects past attacks and, more importantly, is fundamentally wrong in its substance.
And by the way, this is the new She-Hulk / Disney writer.
She-Hulk?
Wait, I don't know anything about it. All I know is that she is the writer.
Okay. That's more than I know about it.
And I suspect some of these tweets were an attempt, or are an attempt, to gain a little attention for herself. And basically, that's basically all her tweets. And anyone who does tweet, I'm thinking that's
the whole point of tweeting.
It's
right?
attention grabbing. But I mean, now that she's in the spotlight and she's got this new character coming out, I think that she was trying to gain a little notoriety.
Well, South Park isn't too kind to Disney themselves, but far from inculcating
or China, which owns Disney. In fact, all of last season, the first couple of episodes.
Why do you say that China owns Disney?
Because China owns everything these days. When you consider all of the kowtowing to the Chinese audience, and you consider all of the money, China is producing a lot of Hollywood, including Disney. But when you go through their movies that have come out in recent years, and you realize how much has been cut and or added and or changed to reflect on the Chinese audience, you'll see that yes.
I think that's a positive thing. Saying that China owns Disney kind of has negative connotations, but I think Disney making their movies to reach an audience wider than just the cultural black hole of Americans is a positive thing.
Yeah, well, to a certain extent, it's always good to understand and to reach out to other cultures. But when you're having it forced upon you in an inorganic manner, I think that's not correct.
I don't know if I agree that it's being forced upon them. I mean, they want the money from the Chinese audience, so they're going to jump through the hoops that the Chinese government laid out for them. But they're still choosing to jump through the hoops because they want the money.
Correct. But then when you also consider incidents like the Blizzard player, he was actually banned by Blizzard for his pro Hong Kong sentiment.
Yeah, during I don't remember what they were streaming. I think it was
it might have been League of Legends or
no, that Blizzard doesn't make that. It's that card game that Blizzard makes. Hearthstone,
correct.
Yeah, while he was streaming that in some championship, he said something along the lines of "Free Hong Kong" or whatever, and Blizzard, I think, gave him a life ban over it,
which I think has been rescinded, but
Blizzard has a long history of bending over for the Chinese government. They did it in World of Warcraft,
right,
making it so that your experience gains were halved or something like that if you played for more than 3 hours in a day. I don't remember exactly what they did, but the alternative was for them to not be in China at all.
Was this because of the addicts to correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then at the same time, you have, allegations of Chinese prisons forcing people to play World of Warcraft to farm gold to sell it to Americans. So who really knows?
Those Chinese gold farmers. I haven't played Warcraft in many years, but I do remember it. I do remember having to fight over prime real estate with with individuals who were either bots, who were either robots,
Yeah.
were script, or they were non-English speaking Chinese gold farmers. It was a real thing.
It was a real thing. They've since mitigated that issue by selling World of Warcraft tokens, which can be used to renew your subscription.
Right.
And you can sell those in-game for actual gold, usually around the lines of 140,000, something like that. 855-450-3733, more on South Park.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556 ICAGoldSilver.com.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you get the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at anypayinc.com. anypayinc.com.
I want to tell you about my favorite cryptocurrency wallet, Edge Wallet, at edge.app. Edge is the wallet I use more than any other, and that was true long before Edge Wallet became a sponsor of Free Talk Live. Edge Wallet allows you to buy, sell, trade, and securely hold your cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and more. It's available for both Android and iOS, and you can download it via the Play or App Store or via Edge Wallet's website, edge.app. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet.
You know how annoying it is when someone keeps stopping mid-sentence as though he or she were asking you a series of questions? Avoid doing that. It sounds unnervingly tentative, and it imposes upon the listener to help you complete the thought. And if you're a job seeker, this alone could be a deal killer. An effective communicator sounds more confident. Complete the thought. Avoid making the listener impatient. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. Cutting through the clutter rather than blending into the blah, blah, blah will help you connect better no matter what the conversation. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook. Survivalspeech.com.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
There are basically two types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Conan.
Are you 100% sure you're going to have a great retirement, or do you have doubt? Tom Young, the author and founder of the CFO Project, can show you how to be debt-free in 9 years or less, including your mortgage, I'm sick, without spending a single dollar more. With the current state of the federal debt at $23 trillion and the unfunded liabilities at $127 trillion, God, those numbers are just unfathomably large, you can't wait to take control of your money. Don't let your retirement savings be used to bail out the government. Instead of building a plan, Tom can show you how to create strategies now to save money without penalties and as little government involvement as possible. His new book, The Family Money Farm, the CFO Project, will show you exactly how to build wealth and eliminate debt at the same time. Get your free copy now at cfo-project.com. Invest in yourself and your family today. Again, that's cfo-project.com. And we've been talking about South Park here and just the reactions of people who don't seem to get it is the best way I can think to characterize these people who are just... When South Park aired its transgender episode, I'm sure you've seen it.
Isn't there more than one? You're talking about Mr. Garrison.
Mr. Garrison's not transgender. Mr. Garrison was never intended to be an example of gay people or trans people or anything. Mr. Garrison's just Mr. Garrison. The actual trans issue where... I don't think anybody in the episode was actually trans, but Cartman pretended to be in order to get access to the women's restroom.
Yeah, that sounds like Cartman.
Yeah, and it was. And anyway, the episode was criticized by trans people of being just horrifically transphobic. And I watched it, and I couldn't disagree entirely. It was one of the most heartwarming toward trans people. In fact, it wasn't even funny. It was just 100% in support of trans people without many jokes interwoven throughout it. I don't know what these people saw that got them so upset.
They're liberals. They can't meme. They're not funny, and everything offends them.
I guess so.
By the way, you haven't seen this season, have you?
I have not. The last season I saw was the one that spoofed Uber, and
that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
This last season they tackled the trans athletes dilemma.
How did they handle that? Because we talked about it last week, and I ultimately decided I don't know.
Without spoiling it too much, there was lots of self-reflection. There was lots of insightful commentary. One of the more liberal-leaning individuals who fought for trans rights
Wendy
started one of the older strong woman.
Sharon.
It's assistant principal strong woman. That's her name.
Oh, okay.
And then of course
a new character.
And then of course you have PC principal, and they're very accepting of the concept, but it really bit them in the butt. The reality that comes with.
Now, what does South Park portray as the reality that comes with trans athletes?
Individuals who may have been born with certain chromosomes and developed in a certain way, who decided later on that they would compete with individuals who hadn't had the same advantages in their development. And so basically I'm talking men to women trans who have a particular advantage, and it should be.
Yeah, but the same is true of like 6'8" people playing basketball. They just have a natural advantage over the person who's 6'2". That doesn't mean that the 6'8" person can't be allowed to play basketball with the 6'2" people.
Correct, but all of those 6'8" guys and the 6'2s, they're all guys. But you're right. It's
I don't see how their genitalia enters the equation here. A 6'8" woman would have the same advantage.
Then what we need is to do exactly what we've done with sports. Differentiate male and female sports, unless you're playing chess or something, and we need to bring that to basketball. We need to have 6.2 and up basketball and then 6.2 and down basketball. You need to split it up. And then also have female basketball as well.
So the goal essentially is to create so many categories that everyone is a winner.
It's actually not my goal at all. I don't watch any sports, but
I mean, that seems like it would be the end.
But it would make a lot of people happy, it seems.
I mean, someone who is 145 pounds is going to, kickbox in the same weight class as someone who's 120 pounds.
But they
have a huge advantage as well.
But they're not going to go up against a 200-pounder. All these things have been split up, and by the way, those are all guys too. So they have all these categories.
But he still has an advantage over that 120-pound
The
person.
people who have created these categories, I believe, are fixed in reality, where a 200-pound kickboxer is going to annihilate a 140-pound, even if he's Bruce Lee, probably. All it's going to take is one contact punch, and you're going to knock that sucker out. I mean,
it
wouldn't be fun, and all your 140-pounders wouldn't want to compete any longer. And it's the same thing you're seeing with...
Yeah, but what you're missing is that the same thing is true of a 145-pound kickboxer against a 120-pound kickboxer. He's going to annihilate him.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure how much... I'm not sure how much 20 pounds, how much difference that makes.
I would say the difference between 120 pounds of muscle mass and 140 pounds of muscle mass is substantial.
But you have to draw the line. You can't have 200 categories in kickboxing. You got to, what do they have? Like 4 categories or something?
That's my point, is that, if we're going to have these different divisions in basketball to mitigate people having unfair height advantages,
right?
What's the limit of that? Do we have a 6'2" basketball league, a 6'3" basketball league?
Well, like I said, I don't agree with that. And there have been some shorter basketball players who've done.
So do you agree with letting the 6'2" person compete with the 6'8" person?
This is up to people who play basketball, who watch it, and who produce it. I don't care. But I personally would not want to compete with someone who had a superior advantage over me. It wouldn't be fun to me. That's just me, which is why I play video games. But even then, even considering that, I don't play a lot of online technical type games. I don't play Tekken anymore. I'm not fast enough. There are some 3D shooters who I don't play online anymore because these young kids are better. They're better, faster, and they know the levels better than I could ever. So it is not fun to me, and so therefore I stopped playing those games.
Okay.
Now, and this takes it right to where you have a lot of female athletes who are sick and fed up with being annihilated, basically. Something that they were striving for their whole lives, and all of a sudden some new cat moves in and overnight steals their title.
See, what you're forgetting, Conan, is that you're only hearing about the cases where trans athletes win, right? There are thousands of these trans athletes in high school and college throughout the United States, and no one gives a crap about them because they're not winning.
Correct. The ones we hear about.
Trans athletes are only a problem when they win. As long as they lose, no one cares.
I think that you would find that, and like I said, it goes back to how much advantage they had. When did they begin the transition? Was it when they were in high school, or when it was when they were 25? Because that wouldn't be fair.
Don't miss this year's LibertyCon with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO John Mackey, Congressman Justin Amash, and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith. Attend 2 spectacular debates. Is government necessary, and does capitalism require government intervention? Network with over 70 pro-liberty organizations. This and a whole lot more. April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C. Visit LibertyCon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on LibertyCon.com. The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Free Talk Live.
So, yeah, Mark, they did ban all foreign flags from being flown in the event that they are the only flag being flown. But nonetheless,
now it's the flying of a flag?
$50 fine and 30 hours of community service.
That's dumb. This doesn't really even affect
What do you think, this is the land of the free?
Most of the Mexican flags I see are
CDs hanging from people's rear view mirrors, stickers.
I think we could qualify that.
That's not a flag.
It doesn't look like a flag. Got them colors on it.
No.
We're going to
It's a
charge you
CD.
$50 fine. $50. That's
And
right.
that CD, what if the CD has music on it?
Don't matter. It's a flag.
It's not a flag, it's a CD.
If you're flying it
Clearly,
like a flag,
sir,
it's a flag, my friend.
It's not a flag. It's hanging from fishing wire from my rear view mirror.
Hanging equals flag.
No, hanging does not
Flag
equal flag.
equals $50 fine. Pay up.
Well, I have
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
The political world is a maddening cesspool of corruption and lies. Nobody tells the truth. Nobody keeps campaign promises. Nobody obeys the Constitution. Nobody puts the people first. How can we ever escape this web of tyranny? Vote for nobody.
Hi, my name is Nobody. I'm running for governor of New Hampshire because nobody knows how to live your life better than you do, and nobody deserves that kind of power. I want to put you back in control of your money, your lifestyle, your work, your body, and your life. Nobody should rule you but you. New Hampshire convicts many people of so-called crimes that should never have been prosecuted. If elected, I will pardon every victimless crime in New Hampshire history. This includes drug, gambling, prostitution, gun, and driving offenses. Nobody should have a criminal record when they have not harmed anybody.
Wouldn't it be nice to have nobody telling you what to do? Learn more at electnobody.com. electnobody.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Johnson.
And Conan.
And the Edge wallet is the mobile wallet that I use for buying, selling, trading, and securely holding cryptocurrencies. Well, I don't sell or buy through the Edge wallet, but it does support those features. It's user-controlled, so you own your money. It supports Bitcoin Core, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum tokens, Monero, Ripple, Stellar, and many more. Being built since 2014 by a veteran team with a tagline of Secure Your Freedom. You can find out more about it at edge.app. That's edge.app, or you can just download it directly from the Google Play or iOS stores, which is how I would recommend you get it. It's a great wallet. None of that 14-word, 24-word passphrase crap. That is underlying the wallet, but you don't actually have to deal with it. You can just deal with a username and password.
Yeah, Peter Schiff would love Edge Wallet right around now.
Oh, he was the guy who
lost his password. Yeah. He lost all his Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, that's what he says.
That's what I like I said, I have a theory. I believe that he is basically he lost all his Bitcoin in a boating accident. He doesn't want. He's tired of paying tax. If you did your taxes this year, one of the questions is cryptocurrency.
Really?
How much do you have?
This is why I don't do my taxes.
I didn't either. I went through the rigmarole to see what was up.
Okay.
Wait, how much do you have? I thought there were questions about how much you've made.
They want to know how much you purchased this year or last year, 2019.
Oh.
What if you have no idea what that number would
Yeah, I
be?
don't know what that is.
You can't, you can't answer it then, I guess.
Do they really want people to go through there and figure out exactly how much cryptocurrency they purchased?
They want to know all your other finances.
I've never made any purchases of cryptocurrency other than like maybe ones that I made in 2011. Everybody pays me in cryptocurrency. It's not a purchase though, so
I don't know if
I guess it's just it's barter. So
I'm not sure. I think if I had scrolled down a little further, that might have been question B. How much did you purchase, and how much did you sell?
Right.
I'm going to have to look into this
Well,
and not
but
actually file
selling
my
it-
taxes,
no,
but it looks like it would be fun to look into.
I didn't sell any cryptocurrency either. I was given cryptocurrency.
You were paid cryptocurrency.
No, I was given cryptocurrency. I'm sure if anybody I asked who got a product from my very liberty oriented business, if I asked them, I would say, "Did you enjoy the gift of the T-shirt that I gave you?" Because I enjoyed the gift of the cryptocurrency that you gave me.
Fair point. Gotcha. Well, let's go to the phones. We got Tom calling from New Hampshire. Tom, you're on Free Talk Live.
Okay, I thought of a cool solution, and it would be really awesome because the government would not like it, and it would be a liberty thing, a not government-controlled thing. Let me tell you, first of all, what the underlying problem is and the underlying cause.
On what?
Well, you take a look at a map, and you see that, like, northern Michigan...
No, Tom, on what problem? What problem are you referring to?
I'm trying to tell you. Take a look at a map, and you see that northern Michigan, the people there are forced to use Eastern Standard Time right now, which is way ahead of their mean local solar time, and places like Van Horn, Texas, are practically an hour ahead of their local mean solar time. And then when the government waves their magic wand and says, everybody change your clocks ahead an hour, they're practically 2 hours ahead of their local mean solar time. The government is forcing people because they're getting, lobbyists with special interests, and they want to get campaign donations from those lobbyists. You got the candy companies that want sunset on Halloween night to be a low number, so that people will spend more time trick-or-treating because it's dark out during at
Hold
6
on,
p.m.
Tom.
and 7
Tom, are
p.m.
you asserting that there is a candy lobby that lobbies the government for daylight savings time because they want Halloween to last longer?
They want trick-or-treat to last longer against the makers of the outdoor cooking grills that want people to have daylight longer, or a higher number. Assign a higher number, of course, because sunset is the same time. It's the same time. It's sunset. So that is, but they want a higher number to be assigned to that, so that more people will be out there buying outdoor cooking grills. There are a lot of special interests that are deeply involved in pushing for daylight saving time, and people are getting sick and tired of changing the clock. So the push is, instead of stop changing the clocks, everybody go back to standard time. They want to say, oh, let's keep daylight saving time, right? Let's stay on the wrong time year round, which is outrageous that the school, Eagle Elementary School in Van Horn, Texas, the clocks are 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 21 seconds ahead of their mean local solar time during
Tom,
daylight saving time.
Let me interrupt you for a second. I don't know what you mean by mean solar time. First of all, that's a term you've been throwing around that I've never heard before. But aside from that, if by chance I happen to want to grill something, it doesn't matter to me whether the little device on the wall that lists an arbitrary number shows 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or 2 o'clock in the morning.
True, but these people are tied to schedules based on the custom of working until like 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. and then punching out and going home, and then either going trick-or-treating or going out and having a barbecue. But the solution that I've come up with to defeat all of that, you take a look at everybody looks at their cell phone for the reliable local legal time. And when they get directions, their cell phone knows or considers and tracks their longitude and latitude. Well, you simply multiply the longitude by 4 minutes. The longitude in degrees times 4 minutes. It's a negative number out here, so add that to the coordinated universal time, and you have your local mean solar time.
Yeah, Tom, what about people?
Do you have to shorten flights and train rides for that?
That would be so. Yeah, exactly. I mean, what if you live 50 miles away from your workplace, and you leave 50 minutes early, but by the time you get there, it's actually 2-hour difference because.
What if you're moving very quickly low to the ground? Do you have to account for time dilation?
Let me explain. Out in Keene, New Hampshire, okay, going by where the post office is, okay, the mean solar time is 10 minutes and 53 seconds ahead of Eastern Standard Time. So the clocks are slow in the post office by that much because they're on Eastern Standard Time.
This is way more of my mental faculties I want dedicated to thinking about time.
Are you in connection with the candy lobby? I need to see sources.
What I'm getting at is, facts are stubborn things, and for every minute, if you go due at your latitude, if you go due east about 336 meters, then the mean solar time is only 1 second ahead. So for people during the usual routines and their clocks, don't forget if they're using their phone to tell them the local mean solar time, then it would keep track of their longitude and it would automatically adjust 1 second in doing so. So you're keeping track of how much time you've got left, and it's adjusting for that. For very short.
Why bother?
Most people wouldn't have.
I mean, as much as I dislike the daylight moving time that we have now, it's significantly less complicated than what you're suggesting as the solution.
But the complication is done by the device nowadays. It's like wicked simple, just like when you're looking at an app and it says
it may be done technically by the device, Tom, but when you have to drive 50 miles, it doesn't matter if you leave at 7:59 and you arrive there at 8:43 because you've moved 4 minutes with your stellar mean time or whatever in the world that you just said. The whole thing is just.
If you're on the International Space Station traveling at 17,000 miles an hour, what time is it?
I don't know. 855-450-3733.
The cell phone will tell you.
Do the letters IRS give you anxiety? I'm Dan Pilla. I've defended people from the IRS for more than 40 years. My book, How to Get Tax Amnesty, created the tax resolution industry and is responsible for helping hundreds of thousands of people. It can help you too. If you're a non-filer or facing IRS enforcement right now, your case is unique. You need real help, not cookie-cutter advice. My clients get my personal attention. Buy my book at danpilla.com and get a free consultation directly with me. That's danpilla.com. Let's start solving your tax problem right now.
If you owe money to the IRS, you need to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. It starts with a devastating letter, and if you don't act immediately, you could find yourself having your wages garnished or have a lien placed on your property. But there's a solution. Tax 10,000 can help. Avoid enforced compliance, where these holds on your income and seizure of your home could become a nightmare that just won't end. Call 800-239-9957 now and speak to one of our experts. 800-239-9957 is the number to link you directly to a tax resolution specialist who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, all the forms will be handled for you. All you have to do is make the toll-free call. 800-239-9957. Find out if you qualify and possibly save yourself thousands of dollars, not to mention a lot of headaches. It could be the best call you've made today. That number again, 800-239-9957. The service does not provide tax settlement or legal services. We will refer you to a company that does provide such services. Often the IRS will not agree to any reduction in the amount owed. Not all taxpayers who owe more than $10,000 will qualify for a tax reduction program.
This is Fred.
Hi, I'm Fred.
Fred's a repeater.
I tend to repeat.
Fred has a business.
I do have a business.
And a problem. Fred repeats the same tired advertising over and over, and now it doesn't work.
Over and over.
But Fred is about to see a vision.
I'm seeing a vision.
Advertising on the Genesis Communications Network is the smart way for Fred to reach his potential customers with the most affordable national advertising rates, period. Get started today with GCN, the Genesis Communications Network. Just email advertise@gcnlive.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America. as well as sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Live video of our key New Hampshire-based shows is streamed on DLive. Please follow and share at dlive.lrn.fm. That's dlive.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in to talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Johnson.
And Conan.
And Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com that allows you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash using dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site. And all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. So finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Again, that's local.bitcoin.com. And we've been looking into the notion of people being taxed from their cryptocurrency holdings. And I don't remember now exactly how we got into this, but evidently, the IRS has in fact added at the very top of its 2019 tax form the question: at any time during 2019, did you receive, sell, send, exchange, or otherwise acquire any financial interest in any virtual currency?
Which they have a very clear definition for virtual currency, which they don't define as a currency.
And
because Bitcoin is not a currency, according to the IRS. It's property. But they very much want you to know that it's a virtual currency. That's property. It's not currency, but it's a virtual currency, but it's not currency.
Well, it's whatever allows them to squeeze you the most at any given moment. But what's interesting, I mean, we've been looking into all sorts of ways their definition is moronic, and among those is the fact that World of Warcraft Gold, by their definition, would count as a taxable virtual currency. And so you were saying something about copying your website.
Yeah. So I was suggesting that if it's just any kind of transfer of value that functions as a medium exchange or unit of account or store of value, you could just make up a value and say you have a website that's worth $1 million, and anyone who visits that website has then received a copy via the cache in their browser, and that means that they were given $1 million of that virtual currency, and now they owe taxes on it.
Well, you better
send that to everyone in your local Congress critter. I don't know, like, here you go. Now you owe on $1 million worth of virtual currency taxes because you received that this year.
And what about like emails from your boss?
Yeah, sure. Just keep emailing it over and over again.
Like here's
embedded in the email.
My boss likes to send me safety briefings because I'm never there. And all of those are, I mean, they're a form of value for,
Yeah,
you know,
it doesn't have to actually, I mean, who determines what that value is? It doesn't have to actually be worth that, right? I set the value, so it's completely arbitrary. I say that it's worth $1 million, so it's just like art. I set the value on it, so you were sent $1 million. I'm making the claim. You have to prove that it's not worth that.
No, Johnson,
so
you have to prove it in court. When they take you before a judge.
No, they're going to have to take the person who's avoiding their taxes.
And you, of course, because you're not claiming all of the websites that you've handed out to your friends.
No, I'd be claiming them. I mean, and if somebody visits them, they're taking that. So it's actually theft.
Oh, my God. No, that's even worse.
It's actually they're committing felonies.
So these are all taxable events. Trading cryptocurrency to fiat currency, like the US dollar. Trading cryptocurrency to cryptocurrency is a taxable event. So using Shapeshift, Changelly, or Fast Shift, or whatever it's called, any of these services that allow you to exchange Bitcoin Cash into Dash or whatever are, according to the government, taxable events. And you have to calculate.
Well, we're not talking about the government.
Well, the IRS is the government.
We're talking, last time I checked, it was a private organization.
I don't know. They said that it's not currency, so when they say virtual currency, I'm going to say that they're talking about something that doesn't exist. So it's virtual because they said
virtual,
Bitcoin isn't.
So by
they said
definition,
Bitcoin is property.
Let me
so
be clear. A private organization working for the Fed.
Yeah.
Federal Reserve.
Yeah, sure. I only trade in real currency, and that means that I trade in cryptographic money that is actual currency. So this virtual currency that they're talking about is not what I trade in. And if they want to tell me,
Bitcoin is virtually a currency.
If they want to come and tell me something different, then they can go ahead and do that.
Well, I imagine they would. I mean, especially with this idea.
They would if I ever signed up for any kind of know your customer service ever, which I've never have and never will.
Good.
Ever.
Can you not plead the fifth with the IRS?
I don't know.
Can you just I plead the fifth across your tax form and send it in? Why would you even bother, right? But could you? I mean, obviously you could,
guess.
but I would like to know what effect that would have. Not badly enough to try it, but
right.
Evidently a transfer is not a taxable event in cryptocurrency. So that's okay. Nobody's trading cryptocurrency. No one's buying and selling cryptocurrency. They're transferring cryptocurrency from one wallet to another. Buying cryptocurrency with USD is not a taxable event.
It says it right there?
Yes.
Okay.
That
sounds like they would want to capitalize on that, though.
It doesn't become a taxable event until you trade, use, or sell the crypto.
Because what they're trying to say is that the only definition that they have for cryptocurrency is that it's a property. So the only time that you're supposed to pay a tax on it is capital gains tax.
I'm wondering if the entities like Coinbase, who are getting more and more cozy,
yeah, absolutely.
If they have another bullet point that they're checking off, describing how much they sold. Yeah, and how much USD they received
well, that's
in
ever
return.
Since the know your customer stuff. If you're in there, these KYC databases, your transactions are being tracked.
Oh yeah,
and
Coinbase is upfront about it.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, they made a show of resisting, but ultimately they caved in and they gave the Fed everything they wanted, resulting in a lot of people getting threatening letters from the IRS saying, "Hey, you had cryptocurrency, you owe us money." But you can also write off losses in cryptocurrency, which is good news for people who were buying cryptocurrency in 2017.
Right.
But the whole thing is just bizarre that they would be so vague as to say virtual currency. It leaves the government in a situation where they are trying to tax
everything.
Yeah, whether they mean to be or not, including.
But that's the nature of that's their nature. That's what they do.
I don't think they meant to tax World of Warcraft gold, though.
Well, who are making these rules? A bunch of old dudes. They haven't caught up with technology yet. They don't realize they might just think it's Bitcoin. That's it, and they might not realize there's so much more going on in the world.
And that's even worse.
And the real thing is though, who's going to pay this anyway? They don't have KYC on your World of Warcraft gold.
Not yet.
If there's no KYC on it,
not yet.
No one's paying it.
We're talking about Blizzard here.
Well, I'm not sure that World of Warcraft Gold could ever involve an actual taxable event.
All right. Explain, because this is all new to me. We didn't have Worldcraft Gold.
I mean, people have
back
sold
when I
high
played.
value items and gold.
So where do you
sell it on eBay all the time?
Where
right?
do you get the gold? Where do you exchange it for? It's monetary USD for Warcraft Gold, or
you got to find the leprechaun.
No.
Well, you can do that, but it's hard to find these days. Essentially, you buy a World of Warcraft token, which can be used in game to pay for your subscription
so you
for
use
30 days.
You use USD to buy this token.
That's how they come into existence.
Right.
Yes. Or instead of using that to pay for your subscription, you can sell it on the auction house for in-game gold. So people who have 400,000 or 500,000 gold in game, but no real life money, which are two things that are probably related, by the way, can use their gold to buy this subscription. But there's no way for you to take that and turn it back into USD. So it could not ever be a taxable event. So sadly, as funny as it is to say, the World of Warcraft gold could not actually be included.
Well, wait, what if you sell World of Warcraft gold on eBay? Like a bundle of World of Warcraft gold?
Yep.
For cash via PayPal, which has happened many, many, many times.
Then yeah, I guess that would be taxable.
Which brings it back to your original.
Or what if you're selling a sword of enchanted, et cetera,
of truth,
the sword of 1,000 truths.
Yes,
yeah, whatever. on eBay, and it's a virtual item. It's not virtual gold, but it's still virtual currency.
But like you said, how many people
want them for trade and value?
How many people are actually making that claim?
Right
at the end of the year.
Nobody, because there's no KYC.
Well, we're talking. Yeah. Well, you know what? These people suck.
They do.
And income tax is unconstitutional.
855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live. You can call in to talk about whatever is on your mind, or you can use the Discord call-in lines, which you can find at discord.freetalklive.com. Again, that toll-free number is 855-450-3733.
Cop didn't see it. I didn't do it.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at mark@freetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. mark@freetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Our history classes start teaching the Constitution around 1776 or even later. The foundation of our Constitution goes deeper than that. Without examining the context that gave America its principles and its founding documents, we cannot understand the foundation of our liberty and our constitutional republic. Liberty First University teaches online classes in a way that all ages find compelling and understandable, from middle school to law school. Join us at lfu.freetalklive.com to watch the free pre-recorded webinar. Watch now at lfu.freetalklive.com.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,602, silver at $18.18, and Bitcoin is trading around $10,190. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, two whistleblowers, Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden, were nominated alongside WikiLeaks journalist and former editor-in-chief Julian Assange for the Nobel Peace Prize of 2020 by 17 members of a German parliamentary group. Activist Post reports earlier this month, more than 130 prominent figures in Germany from the world of art, politics, and the media signed an appeal for the release of Julian Assange, including former German Vice Chancellor Sigmar Gabriel and Nobel Prize winner Elfriede Jelinek. Assange has won a total of 20 awards, Manning has won 11, and Snowden has won 9 for their individual bravery, helping to shed light on the truth. Last year, Assange's friend, Nobel Peace Prize laureate Madrid Maguire, accepted the joint GUE-NGL Prize for journalists, whistleblowers, and defenders of the right to information. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. Faced with a tsunami of sexual abuse lawsuits from thousands of alleged victims, the Boy Scouts of America filed for bankruptcy Tuesday in a bid to continue operating. The Mind Unleashed reports the organization, which just recently celebrated its 110th anniversary on February 8th, listed its liabilities as between $100 million and $500 million, but its assets at $50,000 or less, per court documents filed in the Delaware Bankruptcy Court. Due to the filing, all civil litigation against the organization has ground to a halt. Thousands of people had filed accusations that they faced abuse while they were scouts, and myriad others had also been expected to come forward. The Boy Scouts of America, a nonprofit organization, is swamped in hundreds of sexual abuse lawsuits at present, including several that allege repeated fondling, exposure to pornography, and forced anal or oral sex. Last week, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents took a Philadelphia woman into custody. The woman was dropping her child off at Eliza B. Kirkbride Elementary School in South Philadelphia at the time of her arrest. She was released the same day. The Mind Unleashed reports that as a result of the arrest and the fact that it took place at a school district of Philadelphia school has led the district to question the current protocols regarding requests and visits from ICE agents. According to Superintendent William Haidt, the school district of Philadelphia has been working on protocols to prevent ICE from targeting parents who are either dropping off or picking up their children from school. A 2010 study of immigration-related arrests of parents found that children experienced at least 4 adverse behavioral changes in the 6 months following a raid or arrest. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
So, Shelby, let's start with you. You say that our bogs and marshes should actually be paved over.
That's right. Absolutely, Brooke. These things are nothing but dead body dumping pits that make life easy for murderers. And it's disgusting to me that sickos like Mr. Popkin actually want to protect these things.
All right. Well, Mr. Popkin, how do you respond to this?
Bogs and marshes are important ecosystems that should be protected. I mean, they're already being endangered.
Whoa, excuse me. As long as these human landfills remain open for business, what we're essentially saying to the criminal element is, sure, do whatever you like, and throw the evidence here in this federally protected black hole.
I testified before Senator Chuck Grassley, who wanted to lift federal protection on these lands, and what I told him is exactly what I'm going to tell you now.
And where is Chuck Grassley right now, sir? Could it be that he's sitting at the bottom of a bog somewhere? Why else would you be so hot on these wetlands if you aren't a murderer yourself?
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Johnson.
And Conan.
And in retrospect, it seems impossible to overstate the cultural damage done by South Park, the show that portrayed earnestness as the only sin and taught that mockery is the ultimate inoculation against all criticism. That's coming from Dana Schwartz, the writer of She-Hulk or something, according to Conan. I don't know anything about it.
I don't think anyone cares. I think this woman is trying to gain a little spotlight with her intro into the scene. From what I've read from her tweets, she does not like white men, not very much at all, and she has a lot of opinions. She's woke. She's a social justice heroine.
Now, I kind of see what she would mean about South Park. I don't know what I just said, but I kind of see what she means by South Park portraying earnestness as the only sin, because they do criticize people who are sincere, I guess.
Yeah, if they're idiots.
Yeah, but most people are idiots.
You could be a sincere idiot, but most people who are wrong, if you're going to be wrong, at least be the type who can accept helpful criticism, who can actually adapt to the how you've been criticized and to go with the flow. But if you're so sincere and you're so cemented in your ideals, being that they're probably wrong or could be wrong, but you're not willing to accept it, you need to be taken down a notch. South Park, that's who they attack. These people who are cemented in their ways. They have bias, and a lot of times it seems they're wrong.
But that's a different thing than what she's talking about, where they portray earnest belief in something as being the only real sin in the South Park universe. And I tend to agree with that, because a lot of the message behind South Park is don't take yourself and everything else so seriously. Relax and laugh, which I think is a positive message, but she portrays it as just being a sin in itself to have a message like that. And I would say that that's a common trend among the left, is to portray the ability to not take everything so seriously and to laugh as being the only sin.
You know, I was thinking about that, speaking of the left, how many, and maybe some of our listeners are out there who come from the left. My question is, how many of you watch South Park? Because as far as I've been able to tell, the left doesn't watch South Park for a myriad of reasons. The big one is they don't get it, but they're really not allowed to get it, because it is so, it basically criticizes everything, all of their beliefs, all of their biases, and because they can't take a joke and they can't accept criticism because of their PC wokeness, they don't watch the show. So if you're on the left, if you're a socialist, if you're a commie, and you watch South Park, correct me. But as far as I've been able to tell, all the left-leaning people I know, they don't watch the show.
They don't have senses of humor. I mean, they're not
What are
allowed
you talking
to.
about?
They're-
Jon Stewart absolutely tells me what I should laugh at.
Orange Man bad, yes.
Yeah.
Every other word, and
But even then, you're not allowed to laugh at the various stupidities of Donald Trump. You're allowed to get angry about him saying this is the wettest one we've ever seen from the standpoint of the water, but you're not allowed to go, wow, what an idiot, and just laugh about it. You have to be angry. You have to be irate. Laughter is sin.
You're allowed to laugh as long as you've been giving permission by the establishment that this is funny today. You're allowed to laugh at this.
Such as what?
Orange Man. It's bad.
But they don't laugh. They become frothing at the mouth, irate.
I
about
mean,
his
wouldn't you
various
say
gaffes.
that this critique about taking things seriously or whatever and making fun of that and is kind of exactly what Stephen Colbert did to activists in Keene?
I don't know. I missed him.
This is before Aria's time.
Yeah.
Oh, you never seen it though?
No.
So
you never even watched the clip?
This is literally the first time I've ever heard of it.
You didn't know the Colbert Report came and did stuff about the Robin Hood Keene parking? The Robin Hooders?
No.
Who back when Chris Cantwell was actually an anarcho-capitalist liberty activist and was going around feeding parking meters for one day and happened to be part of this.
You know what? I just had a thing. That probably was what brought Cantwell down.
Maybe.
The fact that the Colbert Show made so much fun of him.
Yeah, maybe.
He woke up the next morning and he was like, forget
He's
these
like, I gotta
people.
do something
I gotta
about
do
this.
something about this.
I
But
gotta
before we
leverage
get into
this.
that, tell me more about the Colbert Report and.
So they just
Keene.
came to Keene and attacked activists and made up a bunch of lies about some of the people here. And
this was
They
all
didn't, they didn't tell lies. They just
they were pretty dishonest. They tried to imply that, for example,
Okay, but we're
James
getting
was a
too deep.
racist.
Okay,
but they
hold on,
didn't put
Conan,
they
hold
didn't put words in his
Conan,
mouth.
Hold on, because we're getting too deep into this. A lot of people listening don't even know what a Robin Hooder is. So these were people who, in order to thwart parking tickets, would go in front of parking meter readers, ticketers, whatever they prefer to be called, and insert coins into the machines that were expired so that people didn't get ticketed. And this made a lot of people very angry.
Made a lot of people very, very happy as well.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
It made the city angry.
And they
everyone
attempted
else thought
to
it was
sue.
Everyone else thought it was a pretty neat idea.
Yeah, and they attempted to sue the Robin Hooders, but lost.
Like 3 times.
And evidently, the
and
Colbert
lost a whole
Report,
bunch of Keene taxpayers.
Like $100,000+.
and it got the attention of the Colbert Report, which came here and did what exactly?
They did what they did. They did a mock news report where they made everyone look silly, except I think one of the city councilors came out looking just normal, but everyone else came out looking silly, the way that they do.
Now, which side of the argument did they take here? That the city was being ridiculous?
No.
That the liberty
that the liberty
activists
activists look stupid. Yes.
were taking liberty so seriously and clearly doing nothing about it.
But what I was saying is that they didn't put words in anyone's mouth. They just edited everything very creatively to make everyone look stupid. And of course, and some of the activists were playing along with it as well. This is something I spoke out against this from the minute I heard it was happening, that I was not in favor of it. I thought it was gonna blow up in people's faces. But some of the activists, you would say, these are the guys who watched the Tim and Eric show or whatever that thing was. Is just that ridiculous humor?
Now, what did they do
I'm
to
not sure
Chris
what you're asking.
Cantwell that caused him such mockery, as you were talking about?
I don't remember, but I remember him looking fat and chubby on that picnic bench, and he had his taser on him or something.
Yeah, he had a firearm on him.
I don't remember what it was, but he came off looking silly, for sure.
That's not hard for Cantwell to do.
This is before he was a raving lunatic on his show. This is many months before that.
So I'm going to have to look into this because this is the first I've heard about it.
Maybe someone in the chat room will share it, and we'll be able to watch it in the next segment. Because I don't know where it's at.
Yeah, it can't be hard to find.
I'll Google it.
So anyway, South Park portraying earnestness, and I mean, I guess that's right up the discussion here is Stephen Colbert portraying earnest libertarians as being worthy of mockery. And according to Conan, it's possible that one of these people was so bothered by the mockery that he became a Nazi. I don't know if I buy into that. I think he was probably a bit unhinged from the start.
This is quite possible.
But earnestness, it generally is criticized, and there is a lot of overlap between people being earnest and not allowing themselves to laugh. And the more earnest they become, or the more earnest they perceive themselves to be, the less capable of laughter they ultimately become. Like people becoming upset about the new Dave Chappelle show, whatever it was called, the stand-up that he did. A lot of people just got very upset because they couldn't laugh about what he was saying. Going back decades. 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live. In a moment, Boy Scouts are getting sued and going bankrupt.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
I can definitely say that I have found the best cryptocurrency wallet. Certainly the best named one. I'm Mark Edge, and I love the Edge wallet. I've been using it for the last few months. You can buy, sell, trade, and hold your cryptocurrency securely. I trust my holdings of all the major cryptocurrencies to Edge wallet, and you should too. No long phrases to memorize, just a username and password. Secure your freedom with Edge wallet. Get it now on Apple or Android in the App Store or at edge.app.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Don't miss this year's LibertyCon with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO John Mackey, Congressman Justin Amash, and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith. Attend 2 spectacular debates. Is government necessary, and does capitalism require government intervention? Network with over 70 pro-liberty organizations. This and a whole lot more. April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C. Visit libertycon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on libertycon.com.
Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and our main feed that includes everything. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Johnson.
And Conan.
And I've got a Liberty update for you from LibertyCon. You won't want to miss these two very special debates. First is Government Necessary, featuring David Freeman and Timothy Sandifer, one arguing that government is not necessary, one arguing that government is. Second, does capitalism require government intervention? This debate features Gene Epstein against Stephen Pearlstein. Epstein is arguing against intervention, and Pearlstein argues in favor of it. There's also John Mackey, Whole Foods CEO, who is going to speak on conscious capitalism. Be part of LibertyCon. It's a unique Liberty convention, April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C., for people who want to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations for career advancement, business, or internship opportunities. Visit libertycon.com for more details on the incredible list of speakers, events, and student discounts. That's libertycon.com. Use code FTL for a $10 discount. Now we're going to get into the federal court dismissing a lawsuit from an evangelical professor disciplined for misgendering a trans student. But before we get into that, let's go to the phones. We've got Devin calling from California. Devin, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hello. I would like to talk about, the musician Kanye West.
Is he a musician? Really? Or just an ego, big old monster ego?
In the strictest of terms, he's a musician.
Okay.
Well, recently he's converted to Christian.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
He's also a Trumper, yeah.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts about it?
What was he before?
He was a Christian.
No, you don't convert from rapper to Christian. That's not generally how that works.
He was a Christian, but like so many people before him, he was like, hey, there are billions of these people out there. Maybe not billions. I don't know what the number of Christians on the planet are, but it is an enormously untapped audience that loves throwing their money away at things that they believe are musical or artistic expressions of their beliefs. So Kanye West, like so many other artists before him, decided to capitalize on that. I don't know whether or not he's sincere.
And sell shoes.
I don't see any reason to believe that he is any more sincere than Eric Cartman when he decided on South Park to form a Christian rock band.
I think Kanye is more sincere than psychopath Cartman.
Yeah.
Do you? This is the same Kanye West that went up in the Grammys and took the microphone from, I think, Taylor Swift.
That's where that ego I was talking about. He's got a huge ego. He thinks that the spotlight is his, regardless of who is on the stage. Now, I've never really followed him. I think his music sucks. He seems to have come around. I like some of his arguments with how he sees how he sees Black Americans being treated in this country, being used as basically as pawns for the Democratic Party. I do like some of his ideas that he's come out with in just the last year or so. But other than that, I don't really follow the guy. Go ahead.
I agree with you, but some people are thinking, now that he's running for president in 2024, some people are thinking he's using this Christian thing as a marketing tool to get more votes.
What party is he running under?
I have no idea.
I mean, as far as I feel about that, I kind of feel like a good for him. If you vote for someone because they're Christian, you're an idiot.
Exactly.
Like, if you vote for someone based on their religion, like all these people out there that say things like they would never vote for an atheist, that's the most common belief in the country for the most part. I mean, to say that you don't want an atheist in political power is an extremely common viewpoint in the United States.
Oh,
and
you can't win a political office if you come out as an atheist.
Yeah, I would be interested in what party he's running under. If it's Republican, then I guess it can be construed that this new Christian move could be a way to win over the conservative Christians. But if he's running as a Democrat, then I think it would actually be he would have the opposite effect.
Exactly. Oh man.
Isn't he a Republican though?
I mean, if I were to run for office, I would be running for office as a born again evangelical Southern Baptist Catholic.
Wait. That doesn't work.
Because why not?
Well, no, isn't Trump a Catholic?
Probably.
And a Democrat?
Well, Trump is a Catholic who talks about eating the cracker or whatever. He doesn't.
Wait. What does that mean?
That is literally what Trump said about it. He was like, "Yeah, I'm a Christian."
I was thinking.
He said, "I'm a Christian. I eat the little cracker or whatever." So I mean, how sincere?
The wafer.
Like communion.
Yes, that's that. Because I was thinking cracker, white person cracker.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
So the sincerity of Donald Trump's beliefs don't quite seem to
add up.
Yeah.
I think Kanye should run. I would. He'd probably get a lot more votes than some of these Democrats that are running right now.
Well, Devin, thank you for the call. I don't want to see Kanye West run for president.
I don't. Well,
I would rather the office just be abolished by 2024.
That's not happening. But yes, it would be nice. Nice.
An economic collapse of the United States doesn't seem to be particularly far off when they're talking about, $120 trillion of financial responsibilities that they cannot meet.
Yeah, but there has been worse inflation in past history, and those countries have survived. There's been a period of economic challenge, hardship, but they've all survived, and those governments still exist. Just maybe in
some form or another,
right?
I guess, but I don't think I would want to say that the hyperinflation Germany of the 1920s is the same Germany that we have today. I think that the economic collapse essentially destroyed what Germany was.
I think they're getting back to where they were when it happened the first time. I think it's a full circle.
How so?
Well, I mean, Weimar Germany. Wasn't it a democratic republic? Who was leading?
I have no idea.
Bunch of oligarchs. I know that, but what was their actual form of government? But anyway, I mean, but the people haven't changed. It's the same types, In fact, you can look back 2,000 years. I mean, and all the way back to Rome, and I don't really see any change in the way that people handle day-to-day business. We're still the same. It's just
but there is no Roman Empire.
A different flavor. Like I said, it happens. But it's just a different flavor
I'm not
of government.
saying the idea of the state could be abolished by 2024, but the office of the president and the United States government, as we know it today,
the idea of very powerful oligarchs actually pulling all the strings and controlling everything isn't going to change. It's just the flavor might change, but it's not going anywhere.
That's more cynical than I want to be. 855-450-3733.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com. The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191. The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Johnson.
And Conan.
And you can join liberty-minded voluntarists, anarchists, and libertarians from June the 29th until July the 5th for Fork Fest 2020 at Rogers Campground in the beautiful White Mountains of New Hampshire. Fork Fest happens the week after the Porcupine Freedom Festival, and Fork Fest is decentralized, so no one is in charge. That also means there's no ticket cost. Just reserve your camping site, your RV site, or motel room with Rogers Campground for June the 29th until July the 5th. And we're better to celebrate Independence Day than around other freedom-loving activists in the Shire. You can simply relax and go camping, or you can create whatever experience or event you'd like others to have. But if you're planning an event for Fork Fest, be sure to let others know in advance. You can connect with other Forkfesters via the unofficial Telegram chat or the Forkfest forum. Links to those are on the unofficial website, forkfest.party. Again, that's forkfest.party. Now, finally, a professor, an evangelical professor, was disciplined for misgendering a trans student, which caused the professor to attempt to sue the university.
Last January.
And a federal court has now dismissed the lawsuit. Conan, you have that in front of you?
Correct. Coming to us from metroweekly.com. On Wednesday, a federal court dismissed a lawsuit filed by an evangelical state university professor who was disciplined after repeatedly misgendering a transgender student. Infractions determined to violate the university's non-discrimination policy. Professor Nicholas Merriweather had sued his employer, Shawnee State University in Portsmouth, Ohio, alleging that his First Amendment rights had been infringed.
You know, just thinking about it, I would initially say I don't understand how misgendering is a violation of a non-discrimination policy. That was my initial reaction, but then it occurred to me that they're not misgendering cisgender people. So almost by definition, it is discriminatory to do this thing to trans people that you're not doing to cis people. Well, and whether it's a big deal or not is a separate issue, but it would technically be discrimination.
According to the Breitbart article on this that came out last year in January, there actually wasn't a discrimination policy. It was a word of mouth type of policy. It wasn't
I can't imagine any university in modern times not having a non-discrimination policy.
Professor Nicholas Merriweather had sued his employer. That was after he received a written warning for repeatedly referring to Jane Doe, a transgender female student, using the title Mr. and male pronouns, despite using correct pronouns for every other member of the class. Merriweather grieved the discipline, but the grievance was denied. He then enlisted...
See, I wouldn't even say correct there. I would say the preferred pronouns for every other member of the class. Because whether or not it's correct is immaterial.
Well,
the cis men in the room want to be called him, and the cis women in the room want to be called her.
He did agree to refer to the particular student, Jane Doe, by her real name, but not the pronoun that she wanted. And that's not in this article.
Well, see, this article actually says the opposite, that he was given the option of referring to her by her first name or her last name and just not using pronouns at all. And he declined and instead deliberately chose to continue using a pronoun that she did not prefer.
He then enlisted the help of the anti-LGBTQ Alliance Defending Freedom to file the lawsuit against Shawnee State, arguing that his religious beliefs that gender is fixed, binary, and determined by biology from birth to prevent him from acknowledging transgenderism. The National Center for Lesbian Rights, along with Adam Unikowski, or Jenner and Block LLP and Jenner Branch, it's a bunch of other LPAs, intervened on behalf of Jane Doe and the university's LGBTQ student group, Sexuality and Gender Acceptance. On behalf of their clients, the lawyers moved to have the lawsuit dismissed. The case went before Magistrate Judge Karen Litkovitz of the Western Division of the Southern District of Ohio, who issued a recommendation last September arguing for the lawsuit to be dismissed. In her opinion, Litkovitz noted that Merriweather was given multiple opportunities to stop referring to Doe as male and was even given the option of simply referring to Jane Doe by first name or last name without using pronouns or formal titles. You're correct. I guess the Breitbarts had something else to report. Of course, that was a year-old article too.
And this is a little bit more vague. It didn't say whether or not the professor opted to do that. It's implied that he didn't.
Right.
Because he still was disciplined, but it doesn't explicitly say that the professor was never like, oh, Doe, I need you to do this, or oh, Jane, I need you to do this. Or someone give Jane the chalk or marker or whatever. It never specifies whether or not he opted to just use her name. It just implies
Man, I
it.
just think back to all the teachers that were referring to the the guys that didn't want to play football as Sally.
As Nancy's?
Yeah, Nancy's and Sally, and
Yeah.
that was just common back in my day.
I wonder how many of those guys still have jobs, and if they've changed their tune, they probably don't have jobs anymore because they've all retired.
I don't know. I doubt it. I was a private school that I went to, so I'm betting that some of them are still working. But maybe, I don't know.
She also rejected claims that the disciplinary action violated Merriweather's freedom of religion, was motivated by hostility towards religion, or infringed on his freedom of speech. Quote, speech by a government employee is protected under the First Amendment only if the speech was made as a citizen while addressing a matter of public concern. She wrote in her opinion, quote, a government employee's speech is made as a citizen and is protected under the First Amendment only when the speech is not pursuant to the employee's duties. This is one more reason why not to work for the public sector.
So in the course of working for the government, something that pertains directly to their work is not protected by the First Amendment.
According to this judge.
So becoming a government employee, for whatever reason, requires giving up some of your rights.
That's the direction it's going in. Maybe not 10 years ago, but this year, according to this judge, yes, you have lost some of your rights to get some of that government cheese.
I'm not sure what part of his rights were really violated by being disciplined for being a jerk in the first place.
Well,
he still had the right to continue misgendering this student.
Correct, but he claimed religious rights.
Which is fine. He still has the right to do it for religious reasons, and the university still has the right to discipline him for being a jerk and ultimately firing him if he didn't stop being a jerk. Being religious doesn't exempt you from the consequences of being an asshole.
I don't think that's the argument. I don't think the judge what? I don't think that's the argument. He's claiming religious exemption, which is freedom of speech, right?
But it doesn't matter. Freedom of speech isn't freedom from consequences.
But this isn't a private entity that can just fire you for being a jerk. This is a public entity, and they have anti-discrimination laws. They're supposed to protect
then the
individual.
idea of the right is fundamentally broken.
They
should be able to fire this person for being a jerk.
But this is the public sector, so he can claim.
It doesn't matter what sector it is. If you're a jerk, your employer should be able to fire you.
Not if it's a public entity.
Yes, they should.
In our world, the public entity wouldn't exist. If it was a private school, yes, they should be able to fire.
I don't care if it's public or private.
They should be able to fire anyone they want.
As being relevant to the discussion.
The way that I see this, they are trying to protect Jane Doe, from discrimination, but they themselves are discriminating against this teacher.
But they're not discriminating him by allowing the consequences of his actions in a society that does not tolerate that kind of behavior fall upon him.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, Medicaid, or have private insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. Managing your diabetes is crucial to your health. The new CGM can automatically and easily help you manage your diabetes more effectively. And by using a CGM, you can eliminate the one thing most people with diabetes dislike the most: finger sticks. Now you can automatically manage your diabetes and end the painful finger sticks. Solara Medical Supplies makes it simple for you to have a new CGM. We'll do all the insurance paperwork for you and deliver the newest in diabetic care technology right to your door. Take charge of your diabetes today with the help of a new continuous glucose monitor. Call now to learn more. 800-547-5331. 800-547-5331. 800-547-5331. That's 800-547-5331.
Tahibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus doesn't grow on. So it naturally has antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-infection, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. But maybe more importantly, Tahibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea builds corpuscles in the blood which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. Our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. The immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer happens to die in oxygen. The tea is great for healthy people, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. Tahibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea is only $34.95 plus shipping. Order now at shopsupertea.com or call 818-984-6100. That's shopsupertea.com or call 818-984-6100. Shopsupertea.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in to talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Johnson.
And Conan.
And we're talking about this university professor who was disciplined, and it's vague about what it means by him being disciplined, for repeatedly misgendering a transgender student in his classroom.
And being a jerk.
Yes.
And good point. You know, we don't know what the discipline was or if it was anything except just someone coming in his room and saying, listen.
Well, he was fired, I believe,
listen,
right?
okay, you can't do that. I don't think he's been fired yet.
Where is this?
It's all over the Googles, but this is metroweekly.com.
Oh, no, but where was the professor teaching?
Shawnee State University in Portsmouth, Ohio.
Okay.
But my big concern here is that this is a can of worms.
Well, one was fired in Virginia. A Virginia teacher was fired.
Right. Oh, yeah. This is happening all over. You know, it's students are being taken out of the school. Teachers are losing their jobs. This is not a new occurrence. And bigwig Jordan Peterson. Mm-hmm. This was his, intro into
in Canada, it's law. It's like it's absolutely
right. And so whatever happened to him, I don't think that he was never fired. He still has his job.
I think so. I'm not sure.
But his argument was, I don't have a problem with referring to your gender the way that you want. I have a problem with government telling me that I have to. That was his argument. he wasn't using the whole free speech argument at all. It was like, I'm against government saying that I have to comply with this silly law. If a student was to come up to him and say, hey, look, I would rather you refer to me as this gender, he says he was perfectly okay with that. But, he became, the spotlight was shown all over him as being this alt-right transphobe. And that was, I think, but it only helped his rise to fame, I think, because a lot of people realized how silly the argument was.
I don't know anything about Jordan Peterson.
We might not have him after this year. He's having a hard time.
Well, supposedly he's on the mend despite a lot of physiological damage after detoxing from some anti-anxiety medication while also getting pneumonia.
Yeah.
At the same time, he has suffered.
He's
the author of a book, the 12 Rules of Life.
He's very, very interesting character. He emphasizes the individual's responsibility. He's a big favorite among young men in this country who have basically fallen by the wayside because our society doesn't appreciate them any longer.
His daughter, Michaela Peterson, is a very ardent advocate of a carnivorous diet.
Yes, they're both carnivores.
Eating
nothing but meat and broccoli. Well, I don't even know if he eats broccoli anymore.
No, they eat nothing but meat.
She
swears by it and says that there were some very dramatic health ailments that she was suffering from that were cured by the fact that she stopped eating everything but meat.
So this Judge Litkovitz has come out and she says, as far as government is concerned, a government employee's speech is made as a citizen and is protected under the First Amendment only when the speech is not pursuant to the employee's duties. So this guy, no First Amendment, out the window. If you're on the clock, you have to comply by whatever.
Well, you have to do your job.
Whatever. Well,
is what she's saying. You can't apply for a job and be like, oh no, my First Amendment rights prohibit me from being able to do this job.
If he is
paying me though.
If he's not, but we're talking about a policy that
alienating students is a direct conflict with his job as a professor.
Mm.
It is literally not doing his job.
You could argue that he is being a bully. And that is not...
I don't know if I would even say bully, but he's definitely alienating his trans students. Not teaching them, not instructing them, not helping them grow and adapt and learn things, alienating them. His job is not to alienate them, is to teach them and instruct them.
But we're getting into this victim culture where...
It's not victim. It's not about. It's him claiming to be a victim, and you're taking his side and saying, "Oh, he's a victim by being forced to actually do this job that they pay him to do."
I am looking at individuals out there, and I've probably met this Jane Doe, and I've probably run across her or people like her, who they're so that they only realize themselves when they're actually a victim, and it's not about the. I mean, I guess growing up in the 90s, having a bunch of mean teachers, I had mean teachers.
Yeah, and I remember growing up, and I remember
Johnson,
thinking
what did your teachers call you?
Yeah, I remember thinking about a time.
Did you have any teachers, though, who picked out the gay kid and was like, hey, you want to go have some gay sex, gay kid? Little gay queero? Did you ever get that in high school? Because that teacher would have been fired. Would that have been protected by the First Amendment rights?
In the 90s, yeah, but I mean, this is not that. This is not name calling.
This is exactly that.
That's not name calling.
Misgendering is name calling. So how would you feel if somebody just persistently referred to you as she and her?
If that was actually what was happening.
That's what was happening.
Okay, calling someone the gay kid is not just calling you by your name and refusing to call you the name that you want to be called by.
I'm still kind of, and I'm, probably, I don't like that things like that happen, but I'm still kind of coming from the mindset of where I remember a time where people really didn't have any rights to, not be offended by words. Like there used to be this like really clear defining line between, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words, shouldn't faze me or so, whatever the phrase goes. But there was a difference. There was a hardline difference between physical assault and verbal assault, or being, having someone try to offend you.
And no one's saying that Jane Doe here was physically assaulted or anything like that,
But
but she
laws...
is paying this university, probably through stolen money, but she is paying this university to provide her with an education when the professors is going out of his way to make her feel isolated and unwelcome.
And I think that the university has every right to do what they want. But when it starts to become a law, and this is where in Canada things are different because it's a law. If a university makes a decision, or a private business makes a decision to say, hey, we don't like you, they should be able to say that, right? It's for any reason. We have all these laws about discrimination, things that can't happen nowadays. But if a business says, you're not a match for our culture, goodbye, then that should be able to happen for the most part. And, a lot of people are going to, my religion, I should be able. No, you're not a fit for that business. That's freedom of association. And I believe in freedom of association. So, and, to a certain extent, people would say I'm a racist because I think that should apply to racism as well. So if you have a business and you want to say, I don't want these people to work here, go ahead. Say, be racist, and hopefully it kills your business. But
in this day and age, it would overnight.
You would think so. You would hope so, but I don't know. But I think that that's the way it should be. There should be freedom of association, and businesses should. That's where the decision should be. It shouldn't be law. It shouldn't be a threat of violence. It should be voluntary association.
Back to my original premise. If this was a private school, and this policy actually existed, and it wasn't word of mouth, it was a contract that this teacher signed on to.
I don't know how reliable I would want to take Breitbart at their word, by the way. This is Richard Spencer's website.
This was when Obama handed down the anti-trans discrimination law or whatever, when he was, that's been rescinded, by the way, I believe, by the Trump administration. But anyways, if it was private, this contract / policy actually existed, and this gentleman signed on to that, and then he went and refused to use the pronoun or whatever, he should be disciplined and or fired. Yes.
We can almost definitively prove that Breitbart is full of crap here. There isn't an employer in the United States that does not have a non-discriminatory policy hung up in an office somewhere, as mandated by federal law.
But I'm talking private. If it exists,
it's in private companies as well.
Then he should be disciplined. I disagree with that, but we're talking public. So I'll go back to his religion. He claims doesn't allow him to participate in this. Her religion, Jane Doe, it is a religion of woke. The religion of woke. They are.
Why do you assume that? Am I part of this religion of woke?
We can keep on talking, but
are all trans people part of this religion of woke?
I'm talking about the social justice warriors that this person comes from. Her leanings.
You're making a lot of assumptions about this person.
Jane Doe, I know, right?
She seems happier. Her fur is so much shinier, silkier, softer. She has really mellowed a lot.
Sheba is 105 lean pounds of shiny, smooth, happy dog for life.
The shedding has stopped. The itching has stopped.
Since 2001, we've helped more than 250,000 dogs get over their nutritional deficiency miseries.
And saved our customers bazillions in vet bills.
Everything we tried failed except the Dynovite.
Come to Dynovite for help.
DINOVITE.com.
If you want the dog to be healthy, you got to feed it something healthy.
The omega-3 fatty acids.
Flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa.
The digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
Dynovite is nutrition.
Dynovite for life.
Don't let your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy.
Come to Dynovite for help.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,602, silver at $18.18, and Bitcoin is trading around $10,190. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, 2 whistleblowers, Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden, were nominated alongside WikiLeaks journalist and former editor-in-chief Julian Assange for the Nobel Peace Prize of 2020 by 17 members of a German parliamentary group. Activist Post reports earlier this month, more than 130 prominent figures in Germany from the world of art, politics, and the media signed an appeal for the release of Julian Assange, including former German Vice Chancellor Sigmar Gabriel and Nobel Prize winner Elfriede Jelinek. Assange has won a total of 20 awards, Manning has won 11, and Snowden has won 9 for their individual bravery, helping to shed light on the truth. Last year, Assange's friend, Nobel Peace Prize laureate Madrid Maguire, accepted the joint GUE-NGL Prize for journalists, whistleblowers, and defenders of the right to information. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. Faced with a tsunami of sexual abuse lawsuits from thousands of alleged victims, the Boy Scouts of America filed for bankruptcy Tuesday in a bid to continue operating. The Mind Unleashed reports the organization, which just recently celebrated its 110th anniversary on February 8th, listed its liabilities as between $100 million and $500 million, but its assets at $50,000 or less, per court documents filed in the Delaware Bankruptcy Court. Due to the filing, all civil litigation against the organization has ground to a halt. Thousands of people had filed accusations that they faced abuse while they were scouts, and myriad others had also been expected to come forward. The Boy Scouts of America, a nonprofit organization, is swamped in hundreds of sexual abuse lawsuits at present, including several that allege repeated fondling, exposure to pornography, and forced anal or oral sex. Last week, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents took a Philadelphia woman into custody. The woman was dropping her child off at Eliza B. Kirkbride Elementary School in South Philadelphia at the time of her arrest. She was released the same day. The Mind Unleashed reports that as a result of the arrest and the fact that it took place at a school district of Philadelphia school, has led the district to question the current protocols regarding requests and visits from ICE agents. According to Superintendent William Height, the school district of Philadelphia has been working on protocols to prevent ICE from targeting parents who are either dropping off or picking up their children from school. A 2010 study of immigration-related arrests of parents found that children experienced at least 4 adverse behavioral changes in the 6 months following a raid or arrest. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
The manatee is a solitary creature, drifting along in the warm, peaceful shallows. They are not usually held in a small glass enclosure with 3 other male manatees hell-bent on the violent forced sex that I, for real, saw with my own eyes while alone one night at SeaWorld, San Diego. A distant relative of the elephant, the manatee has a prehensile upper lip which it uses to gather food. It also has a large penis. Classified as endangered, human boaters often cause serious wounds to manatees' flippers, rendering it difficult for this one poor little rescue manatee to escape a large male manatee intent on unwanted anal intercourse. One needed not to look in that little manatee victim's cold, soul-sapped eyes to know this was not the first time this had happened, nor would it be the last.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Johnson.
And Conan.
And we're discussing who exactly here is claiming to be a victim. I will point out that the college professor here attempted to sue the university before a federal court by claiming to be a victim whose rights were violated.
Correct.
Well, from what we've seen,
while violating the other victim in this story, violating her rights, according to school policy.
But we don't know who made the complaint here.
She. All right. Well, back to the.
You have no reason to assume that.
Well, I'm going back to a year-old article written by
Breitbart.
Breitbart.
Yes.
And according to that article, she was the one who complained. I mean, how else would anyone find out?
Well, other students would complain.
In this day and age, yes, you could definitely have...
Well, I know that for a fact. At my main job, they fired someone for misgendering me. I didn't even have anything to do with it. I never even knew what had happened. And this person was fired.
Who complained? Did you ever find out? Which one of your coworkers?
No one complained. It was the manager to whom he was speaking when he misgendered me. He was fired on the spot.
This year? Holy crap.
Last year at some point.
Oh, I'm glad well, yeah, it's the times are
changing. And he did do it repeatedly. I mean, he made it clear after she even attempted to explain to him, no, hey, this person you're referring to is trans. He just kept doing it anyway. So she's like, oh,
yeah, but was it out of ignorance, or was it intentional? I don't know.
Does it matter? Does it matter once they have it explained to them? Hey, this person prefers to go by she.
Yeah, the guy could be slow.
But he had it explicitly stated to him and continued going he.
So it was like this.
How slow can you be?
It was like this professor.
I mean, if you're that slow, you're too slow to do the job.
Well, that's maybe that was the point. Hey, we got it. What's the best way to get rid of this guy who isn't? He's calling in all the time. I don't know. Let's use this as an excuse to get rid of him.
Anyway, the point is that I never even had anything to do with it. And you would be out there if this story had made national headlines saying, oh, well, Aria is clearly one of these SJWs claiming victimhood.
No. I'm talking about Jane Doe, who was getting all up in this guy.
Breitbart would certainly
get all up in this
headline.
professor's face because she is, she's a member of this new victim culture.
But she's not the one claiming to be a victim. The professor is. The professor who literally tried to sue the university.
They are both claiming to be victims. And by the way,
we don't know what claim she has made.
And by the way, this professor,
you're assuming she's made claims because of your perceptions, because of your bias against trans people. You're assuming that she has claimed to be the victim. Because of your discriminatory behavior and viewpoints of trans people, you are making that assumption.
The school is claiming she's a victim.
Yes, but we don't know what she has claimed.
It could have been just like your employer who made a decision on your behalf. You are correct. It could. So the school is claiming that this Jane Doe is a victim. Yes.
Yes.
I believe from personal experience that she probably also believes that she's a victim.
That's discriminatory,
but that's just my.
You recognize this, right?
This
is a bias against trans people.
And this policy forced upon this professor, I believe, is also discrimination. The problem here is that we can't have a private entity, this private school, with this policy that could fire anyone they want to, based on whatever reason, just like Johnson was saying in the last segment. The fact that it's a public school, now you have to take into account all kinds of people. You got to take into account the bigots. You got to take into account the woke. You got to take into account me, who's just a kind of a bystander, just kind of seeing it from a distance, because it's public. That's the problem. The problem is that you have a public entity and you have all kinds of different opinions in play now.
I don't see how that distinction matters.
Because
the professor is still hired to do a job, which he is literally not doing by alienating one of his students.
And he disagrees with the policy that's been forced upon him.
Then he can find a new job.
Well,
it hasn't been forced upon him. He opted to take that job.
He
agreed to that policy when he took the job.
Back in the mid-'90s, the policy is new.
Then he agreed to it by continuing to work there.
Okay, well, he needs to leave.
Yeah.
But
Instead,
I'm saying
he's going, no, I'm a victim. My freedom of religion, my free speech were violated. I need to sue the university.
I actually think he's a lawsuit a liability. He's probably following the money, he's looking at the news and seeing what he can get away with. So I mean, just from that standpoint, I already don't agree with the guy. I think he's a lawsuit finder. But I still argue, man, he is being discriminated against. This policy discriminates against him. Because he has his own opinions. He's working in a public place. He should be able to say whatever he wants, as long as he's teaching the kids. And as long as he's not actually bullying, like coming out and saying, hey, you tranny.
For a lot of trans
you're never going to make it
people,
in this world.
For a lot of trans people who struggle with, suicidal ideation and things like that, this is literally bullying. I get that you don't see it as bullying because you've never experienced it and had to deal with it. But, a lot of people would say, oh, well, getting called fat isn't bullying either. Just suck it up and deal with it. Sticks and stones or whatever. But it is bullying.
Well, and like Johnson was saying, that's the world that we came from. And it wasn't that. It was actually, I could see it actually starting to tame down in the 90s.
So you're not against bullying?
Oh, yeah, absolutely I'm against it. But I'm telling you that.
But you want to go sticks and stones in response to it.
Because some people
Then you're not against bullying.
It's all in the eye of the beholder. Some people have no spines. Some people can't. The first story we were talking about, South Park. I grew up watching South Park. They criticize everybody. They make fun of everybody. And a lot of people who don't understand South Park don't have a spine. They can't accept criticism. It's all PC. It's all religious.
I mean, speaking of people who can't accept criticism, you're arguing that this person who works for this university should be protected from criticism because he's a public employee.
Not criticism. I think he should. I think.
How is this not criticism?
I think the court of
because it's the termination of his employment.
I think the court of public opinion should come down hard on this guy and call him what he is, a bigot. But what I'm saying is he is being discriminated against based on his opinion. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying both Jane Doe and this professor are wrong, and the school are wrong.
I get what you're saying. So it's like I'm being discriminated against because the law prohibits me from going out and chopping people's heads off.
No,
right? That's what I believe in.
From being a bigot. I would never. No, we're not talking about murder here. We're talking about his opinions and him hating and or not liking differing opinions. He's a bigot.
And you believe that he has a right to not be disciplined for that?
No. I believe that he has a right to be a bigot.
Yes, and not be disciplined for that without violating his rights.
The policy that has come into play, he needs to take a look at it, and he needs to make a decision whether he wants to continue working for this school or to move on.
But he did continue working for the school, so what part of his rights were violated when he made this choice to continue working for them?
He claims freedom of speech.
He also...
freedom of religion.
Yes, but he also agreed to this non-discriminatory policy.
I don't know that he did. I don't know that he ever signed it. Like I said, according to that
he continued to work there.
According to that other article, it was just a memo that came across his desk and no one actually signed it. So who knows?
Well, you don't have to sign an agreement. I mean, if your employer tells you, hey, by the way, you can't do this thing anymore, that's a one-way street. You don't get to go, oh, well, no, I don't consent to this, but I'm going to continue working here, and I'm just going to continue doing it anyway.
I'm wondering how many memos are not memos, but policies that I have signed off on that I never read, the ELU.
Those are acknowledgement of having received the policy. It's not acknowledgement of agreeing
by
with
accepting
the
his paycheck the next week that, he is acknowledging that he has, in fact, Submitted.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then he wants to go out and claim to be a victim whose rights were violated.
Correct.
Because he violated this policy that he agreed to. So
Correct.
It seems like the only person here claiming to be a victim is the professor.
Well, and the school on behalf of Jane Doe.
I don't know that the school is claiming... Well, the school is claiming that Jane Doe
The school is
a
claiming
victim.
that they're firing him for a reason.
Well, disciplining him. So
And that reason is that he was creating a victim.
The school originally disciplined him, and we don't know what that was, whether it was just a slap on the wrist or whether he got docked pay or something. But he was disciplined, and he decided he was going to chase a lawsuit.
Yeah. Because it's been lucrative. Well, actually, it hasn't worked out for any of these people who have tried this, has it? Like the bakery in Colorado, it didn't work out for them.
Not this guy, it didn't.
855-450-3733.
Don't miss this year's LibertyCon with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO John Mackey, Congressman Justin Amash, and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith. Attend 2 spectacular debates. Is government necessary, and does capitalism require government intervention? Network with over 70 pro-liberty organizations. This and a whole lot more. April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C. Visit LibertyCon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on LibertyCon.com.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McAlvany ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite.
Dynavite for life.
Pick up 2 tubes of Doggosuds.
Get the 3rd tube free.
Peppermint, tea tree, lavender, Doggosud shampoo.
Made with all-natural coconut, jojoba, aloe. Great for healthy skin and soft, shiny coats.
But no itchy, harsh chemicals.
Lather up, rinse away.
Try Doggosuds. Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynavite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you get the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at anypayinc.com. anypayinc.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Johnson.
And Conan.
And the next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to spend, earn, store, and exchange digital money in seconds. Divvy says you'll be able to send money around the globe in only a swipe and instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. There's no need to wait, though, as Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with their multi-tiered masternodes that allows anyone to earn by supporting the Divvy network. When the new wallet launches, because of Divvy's relationship with Western Union, Divvy will be in 200 countries, including the United States. You can learn more at divvyproject.org. That's DIVI project.org. Let's go to the phones. We got Mortified Penguin calling via discord.freetalklive.com, or Supreme Team is how he's currently known. You're on Free Talk Live.
Yep, as in Vermin Supreme. I was listening to the show earlier, you talking about South Park, and that's totally where I came up with this idea of the call. So it's not really reflecting what you guys were just talking about now, but it ties in. You were kind of saying that South Park kind of takes on a lot of, and I do agree that it kind of attacks earnestness in some way, and you can see it in different ways, but that it takes on the left and a lot of social justice issues, and it actually does take on other people on other sides too. It took on Mormonism and Scientology and a lot of different things, and that's true. But
see, my view of South Park is that on social issues, it's pretty much as far left as anyone could get. It's anti-racism, it's pro-LGBTQ, it's pro-women's rights, it's pro-abortion or pro-choice. As far as social issues go, I can't imagine a more left-leaning show.
Yeah, and then that could be true. I mean, I haven't watched it in a really, really long time, probably longer than any of y'all from what you talked about it. But, you know, I just think that there's this idea that that making fun of social justice warriors and feminists and the like that's somehow kind of libertarian. But I mean, there's plenty of people that consider themselves in the libertarian anarchist spectrum that consider a radical feminism and gender liberation and anti-colonialism as inseparable from their anarchist or libertarian beliefs. And so when you mentioned the Robin Hooders, I've seen the segment and stuff. And when the shoe's on the other foot, I mean, it kind of, it's kind of like, how does that make you feel? Because I think the Robin Hooders looked absolutely ridiculous up there, and they were kind of ridiculed by their own words. And I think the people, keen activists do a good job, but when the shoe's on the other foot, it's kind of like you can kind of see it from that perspective.
You bring up a good point because we didn't cover. Aria, you actually got to see about 4 minutes of the Stephen Colbert Robin Hood report. What was your take from those 4 minutes?
It was hilarious. It was exactly what I would expect from the Colbert report.
But from what you saw, who was made out to be the jokers? Was it the activists or was it the city?
Well, I only watched the first 4 minutes, so they barely got to the city. Both, actually. I mean, it didn't exactly paint the city councilman in a polite light either.
I didn't see any of that. I saw him as looking. He had all the choice words. He didn't. I thought he came off looking like a city councilor should. Representing the people and looking down on us, on these silly activists, and like quote. And I don't. When they figure out what they're all about, they need to send me a memo because I don't know. I mean, it was he had the spotlight. But
I found the entire thing to be making fun of the issue as a whole, not just the free keeners or the Robin Hooders for making an issue out of parking tickets and saying they felt like superheroes and things like that, but simultaneously mocking the city council people who considered this an important enough issue.
But as far as putting the shoe on the other foot, like Mortified is talking about, yes, the response from the anarchists, the libertarians, the voluntarists in this region, because of that Colbert report was very decided. They said that we were ruining liberty. we were actually losing people. What is it? What do they say about bad attention? Are you actually achieving your intended.
Well, according to what Ian said, the activists played along. I mean, they brought the Robin Hood hat and some other props and things like that the activists wore in order to make themselves look silly.
Which I think was a mistake. Because
would you rather them actually wear a Superman costume running through the streets?
No.
So seriously?
No, I think they should have worn what they always wore, just their regular getup. And this takes us all the way back to do I even agree with the whole Robin Hooding scenario? I don't even know what was trying to be accomplished all those years.
Keeping people from getting parking tickets.
Yeah, but James
depriving the city of money because they make revenue off of that.
Yeah, but they weren't depriving them from revenue from tickets. Yes, but they were feeding the meters, so the city was still getting the money.
The city gets a lot more money from tickets than when it's a $5 ticket on a $25 or 25-cent, parking meter fee.
Yeah, well,
you're saving someone $5 off of 25 cents or $1 or whatever. Clearly, you're minimizing the returns. They were depriving the city of significant amounts of income.
Correct, but when you sat down with Robin Hood, James Cleveland, even in that first segment, he couldn't describe what he was doing. He couldn't describe what it was all about. It was like a karma thing or something. It was never about depriving the city of money. I don't think the city lost that much money. Actually, they did.
I mean, wasn't it you who said they lost $100,000 trying to fight this?
No, we did. The city taxpayer on their frivolous lawsuit against Robin Hood.
Well, that's the way it always works.
Yes, correct. But it was as far as the actual meters. No, I think it was they did lose some money on the tickets, but we're only talking about a few thousand.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's true. You have a perspective as locals, and it's kind of part of that community, and you see how it kind of looks to the general public and to the larger freedom migration. I mean, when you're not in that particular specific keen area kind of anarcho-capitalist activist milieu, it kind of, it didn't make a whole lot of sense, and I guess it was open for ridicule. But it's all a matter of perspective. Like you're right there then and there, and you have a little bit of a different perspective, but it's kind of open for ridicule from the perspective of the general public. It does kind of seem strange.
Mortified Penguin, thank you so much for the call. I never saw the episode in question. I did watch a lot of the Colbert Report back when it ran alongside, Jon Stewart. I found it was pretty amusing. I don't know that it really made anyone look especially ridiculous. Of course, I wasn't able to watch the entire clip. 855-450-3733.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app, and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
I want to tell you about my favorite cryptocurrency wallet, Edge Wallet, at edge.app. Edge is the wallet I use more than any other, and that was true long before Edge Wallet became a sponsor of Free Talk Live. Edge Wallet allows you to buy, sell, trade, and securely hold your cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and more. It's available for both Android and iOS, and you can download it via the Play or App Store or via Edge Wallet's website, edge.app. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet.
The Dick Cheney Vice Presidential Library opens in a pitch-dark, sulfurous underground cave, and a seedless watermelon is coming to grips with the fact it'll never be able to have kids. This is the Onion Week in Review. Following a litany of tragedies occurring over the past year, a report this week from scientists at Princeton University confirmed that 90% of the Earth's atmosphere is now made up of thoughts and prayers. Researchers confirmed that with the rise of tragic events occurring all across the world each and every day, the Earth's atmosphere is 7% nitrogen, 3% oxygen, and 90% emotional pleas begging for everything to be okay. In other news, a new study finds nothing that will actually convince you to change your lifestyle, so just forget it. UMass Dartmouth is beginning to regret offering a course in applied domestic terrorism, and a sparrow thinks it might have caught the bird flu after puking seeds all morning. Stay tuned after the video for a brief tear in the fabric of space-time, offering a glimpse at next week's Onion Review. And keep checking theonion.com for more.
This is the Onion News Network.
My name is Jacob Hornberger. I'm president of the Future of Freedom Foundation, which Congressman Ron Paul awarded for having an outstanding freedom website. Write us at fff@fff.org, and we'll send you a free 3-month subscription to our monthly journal of libertarian essays and our booklet, Economic Liberty in the Constitution, which George Mason University economics professor Walter Williams praised in a recent column. That's fff@fff.org.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
A congressman recently revealed that legislation totaling 2,900 pages and involving more than $1 trillion was available to members of Congress for less than 48 hours to study and consider. That's over 60 pages of legislation per hour. Do you think anyone read the entire bill? I'm Jim Babka with DownsizeDC.org. Consider a proposal buried in a 3,200-page, $388 billion bill, which would have empowered committee chairmen or their agents to examine Americans' tax returns. When this horrible provision came to light, no one claimed to know how it got into the bill. One congressman questioned said, "I didn't write it, I didn't approve it, I wasn't even consulted." If your attorney represented you this way, he might be disbarred. But this is how Congress represents you every day. That's why DownsizeDC.org has created the Read the Bills Act. You can force Congress to read their bills before they pass them at DownsizeDC.org.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Johnson.
And Conan.
And a lot of people are retiring, and they're worried that, the government is going to decimate their retirement savings because that's not unheard of for the government. So Tom Young, the author and founder of the CFO Project, can show you how to be debt-free in 9 years or less without spending a single dollar more than you're currently spending. And who isn't concerned with the federal debt at $23 trillion and the unfunded liabilities at $127 trillion? You should really take control of your money. Don't let your retirement savings be used to bail out the government. Instead of just building a plan, Tom can show you how to create strategies to save money without penalties and with as little government involvement as possible. His new book, The Family Money Farm, The CFO Project, will show you exactly how to build wealth and eliminate debt at the same time. Get your free copy now at cfoproject.com. Again, that's cfo-project.com. Now, Johnson, you have a story.
Before we get into that story, though, because we were continuing on this issue about speech and whatnot, and I kind of want to play devil's advocate. I'm half devil's advocating and half kind of believe what I'm about to say, so I'm going to start a fight.
Okay. Always fun.
Yeah. So what I'm wondering here is whether or not you can see I don't know if danger is the correct word, but the problem with even when you're talking about, where it's somebody's job, right, or where it's somebody's, expectation for how someone is supposed to behave in a particular role, this sort of creeping, I guess, respect for the idiotic ideas of young people that are demanding things nowadays. Conan has just referred to it as woke culture. But so the idea
now,
that
let's get away from that. Let's be specific. What specific ideas being advocated by young people that are stupid are you referring to?
Okay, so for example, so this whole story has been about a professor misgendering someone. Uh-huh. So my question is like how far, where does this lead to? So my next immediate thought was, well, then is it also going to be not okay to misspecies someone's other kin if they're a furry, and you don't call someone by, wolf, whatever, or bunny, or what, what terminology is going to be the next thing to be demanded? What if I get a title in the Universal Life Church and I demand to be called master? What's the next?
Where does it stop?
Yeah, where does this stop? Because this is
there are several questions there, and I think we can answer them. I mean, how many times in your life have you honestly, in casual conversation or in daily interactions with people, referred to their species? It has to be. I mean, you're not going up to people, hello, human, how are you today?
It depends. Is that person demanding it?
Yeah, not yet. But I like the furry argument. That I could see that in the next couple of years.
It's already
people. Well, no. I know it's already big.
Anybody who's on Twitch sees these things far in advance of the rest.
Yeah, but I'm talking about students actually going to class in their costume or in their skin. I'm sorry, and claiming, "Hey, look, I'm Wolf today. I would like you to refer to me as Wolf Smith. That's my name. I'm a wolf." And where does the professor go with that?
I could see.
Why not just refer to them as wolf?
I could definitely see a certain subset of young women demanding to be called queen.
If Johnson
preceded by Yas.
If Johnson asked me to refer to him as wolf from here on out, I would look at him like he was stupid, and I'd be like, "Are you serious?" And he'd be like, "I am adamantly serious."
Actually,
and I'd be like,
"No, I want to go by Yas Queen."
And I would be like, all right. If you're totally serious, I'll just refer to you as Yas Queen from now on. But if the city of Keene came down, sent me a letter tomorrow saying, oh, by the way, anyone who wants to be Yas Queen or Wolf or human from here on out, you have to. Otherwise, they could sue you. There'd be disciplinary actions.
The state mandating anything is a separate issue from how we should handle things as a society and as individuals.
That was my whole argument last section. That was my whole argument.
No, your whole argument was that his rights were violated because he has free speech rights to misgender the student.
He has rights to be a bigot.
See, but you're taking
you're
putting government in this equation and then saying, no, I'm saying the government has nothing to do with
government is part of this equation. It's part of the conversation that we're having.
And that's a separate issue.
He is in
Conan.
a public entity. If he wants to be a bigot, he has that right.
But he does, but he doesn't have the right to not have any consequences from that.
If it was private, yes, he should be fired immediately or disciplined.
Okay, well, you can't say your whole point is that this is how we handle it as individuals versus how we handle it with the state, and then immediately inject the state into that discussion.
Regardless of the state,
I haven't injected the state. The state is a part.
When you start talking about rights and public versus private, you are injecting the state into the
conversation. No,
conversation.
I haven't injected it. The state is part of this argument that we're having. It's already there.
And that's a different discussion.
All right.
See, I see this.
You're saying, okay,
I see
call
this
this
from
person
an
what you
entirely
want.
different perspective. So the perspective that they're bringing up, and the reason why I asked you if you saw, and I said I'm not sure that the word danger is the appropriate word, but it's good enough. In this, what I see as what is probably a slippery slope of where you're compelling people to speech in. What is, yes, we have a legal framework that seems to be developing, and you're getting people, fired from jobs, and there's, possible fines and criminality to this thing, especially like in Canada. But my concern is also culturally. There's a culture that's being built around this that.
Right, and that's the part that fascinates me. The governmental aspect, the coercion, the force, all of that, that's immoral off the bat. Right. I don't see any reason to discuss it further.
But when you, in the cultural aspect, I see, yes, there's the idea that there should be some sort of respect, right? But I've also always come from the idea that, one, respect should be earned, but then again, I also feel like disrespect should be earned to a certain extent, too. But, that there should be just a flat kind of baseline of nothing, until someone has either earned respect or disrespect. But I just don't know. This sort of compelling people to behave in any particular way and thinking that's okay. It's just perpetuating entitlement in my mind.
Well, I would certainly agree that compelling anyone to do anything with the force of government is immoral.
I think compelling someone to do something even without the force of government, though, is in some respects immoral.
Well, I think I would argue that compelling someone by definition makes them a government.
Maybe. But I think that there are things that you can do to compel somebody's behavior without government.
If you can opt out, I would say no. So if you can just leave that job without any consequences, I think no. But if you're stuck, then yes, government all the way. Involuntary. I'm stuck in this. The decision has been forced on me.
Yeah, see, I think that there's all sorts of levels of persuasion and things that can be taken from people without it being a government. Government implies violence to a very specific level that, escalates to eventual death or imprisonment. That's government. There are a whole bunch of levels of things that you might not want to miss out on that can compel you to certain behavior without it being a government.
Okay.
So I think that there's possible steps to compel someone to action without necessarily it being a form of governance, and that
I would say there are ways to entice people to action,
potentially,
but not necessarily compel them.
Well, it depends if you're using kind of a carrot or a stick, right? If you're using the stick, then you're trying to compel someone to action as opposed to enticing them to action with the carrot, right? If you're going to use that carrot and stick analogy.
I thought the carrot and stick analogy was like attaching the carrot to a stick with a string.
No, you do both of them.
Well, it's also hitting somebody with a stick.
Either getting hit or getting a gift.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. It's like you're either, being led along with a reward or being hit.
Complement your health with hemp-derived cannabinoid oil. We've always believed that the closer to Earth, the better it is for our bodies. Our hemp-derived cannabinoid oil is phytocannabinoid-rich, full-spectrum, and organically grown. Finally, hemp made easy, clean, and effective. GCNhemp.com or call 877-878-4203. That's right, we cut through the red tape. It's now available at GCNhemp.com or call 877-878-4203.
Hey guys, it's Sue Cosner, your favorite sexual health expert, with another version of Ask the Pro. This month, I got a letter from Sandy in Seattle about an explosive bedroom secret she and her husband recently discovered. She writes, Dear Sue, my husband and I used to have a great life in the bedroom, but in the last few years, he has struggled. He's tried about everything, but nothing has worked. Then one day he came home and gave me a night I will never forget. He told me about this secret formula, Noxatril, that changed our life in the bedroom once and for all. Wow, Sandy, you beat me to it. I recommend Noxatril to every guy that struggles in the bedroom. It's the only one. Noxatril is all natural and works to increase blood flow fast. It's like that little blue pill on steroids. Noxatril has a special free bottle offer, shipped discreetly to your door.
To find out how to get your bottle of Noxatril, call 800-421-0954. 800-421-0954. Get your free bottle for a limited time. Call now. 800-421-0954. 800-421-0954.
Has your body ever gone low blood sugar, feeling weak, shaky, knowing you better eat something fast? We all know high blood sugar can lead to many metabolic problems. At GCNteam.com, we have a healthy blood sugar pack, focusing on the structure and function of stable blood sugar. Find us at GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. Nothing feels worse than unstable blood sugar. Call 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. And if you're quick, you can still get on the air with us at toll-free numbers 855-450-3733. With you tonight, it's Aria.
And Johnson.
And Conan.
I want to say thank you to Izzy, who is tonight's amplifier, a gold amplifier, in fact, which means that Izzy gives $25 per month to the AMP program. And, of course, we don't ask that much. All we ask to join the AMP program is $5 per month. You can find out more about it at amp.freetalklive.com. That's amp.freetalklive.com. It stands for Advertise, Market, and Promote. So if you like the show, if you like what we're doing and you want to help it reach a larger audience, you might consider donating to the AMP program because that's money that is used specifically to advertise, market, and promote Free Talk Live, hence its name. It also has a bunch of cool little perks like the AMP-only Facebook group, the AMP-only call-in lines, the AMP-only chat rooms, all of which you can find at discord.freetalklive.com, or you can just read more about it at amp.freetalklive.com. So, Izzy, thank you very much for your contributions, and we hope you continue amplifying the show.
So Melanie, who was one of the other hosts, Monday night, I think?
Sunday night.
Sunday night, okay. Host of the show asked a question that said, ask Conan if a professor has a free speech right to not call on female or black students, right? And this is exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about the danger, right? Because, okay, you can say that, right? And when a question is asked like that, your gut reaction is to go, well, of course not, because then that professor is obviously racist, and we can't have that. This person needs to be fired immediately. But then the opposite. Here's the opposite. How do we know how often that professor is actually calling on black and female students? Maybe they're just doing it every so often as a token gesture to not get fired. So clearly what we need is an organization that files reports and we need to have tax dollars go to put a person who logs how often to make sure that it's demographically accurate to how many females and blacks are in the each class, and then statistically matches up with the variation. And if the professor, especially if that professor is white or male, gets fired because clearly they are part of the patriarchal white power authoritarian nature that runs everything. So we need to have a government organization specifically for documenting these things. And we need to make sure that it's very well, that there's an administration, that we, have privacy rights on it. It's exactly like how healthcare has become the nightmare that it is.
By the way,
let me stop you here because
Hollywood already does that with their Disney movies.
None of this was suggested by Melanie's question.
She wants to know if it's a free speech right, and no, if your job as a professor is to actually educate these kids, and the act of calling on these kids, these students, is part of their education, then no, you wouldn't have a free speech right to deny them an education.
Again, I'm willing to jump on the bandwagon of saying, okay, call me a racist if you want to, but I say, yeah, absolutely, don't do that. But at some point, you're going to get
pointing at the student and going, let him answer the question, is literally not calling on that student. It's calling on this mythological fantasy student that the professor has imagined in their head. The student themselves is not getting called on because they're not a he. So the professor is literally not calling on this student because the student is a female or transgender. I mean, you can sigh and roll your eyes at it, but that's your own argument.
Because I'm having a hard time dealing with it.
Hey, Erica, answer this question. Will you feel like I was actually asking you to answer the question?
Dude, I was in drill camp.
That has nothing to do with what I said.
Getting called a Nancy back in the 90s was the thing.
I'm not calling you a Nancy.
No,
okay.
But I'm saying I am having a hard time with this name calling hurting my feelings, this micro aggression, hurting someone's feelings is what I'm having a hard time rolling over, which is what the argument is here. This person, this bigot has refused to call the person by their referred pronoun, which you say is name calling. The act of not actually using the proper term is name calling, or not using it at all, which we're not even sure what actually happened. Because it doesn't.
Well, the professor repeatedly referred to the student as he and him.
So
according to the article.
So name calling, and I go back to the sticks and stones argument, and it's not like I'm not actually. It's not like I'm kicking the kid out of my class.
So if a professor did call on his black students but said, "Hey,
Blackie,
N-word, answer the question," he would have a free speech right to that.
in a public. All right, good. Here's there. It's public. It's a public entity.
So we can hire professors.
No. I'm all right. So what I am saying is the court of public opinion needs to take this guy to task if he was to do this, but it's public. It's public money. He has a right to be a bigot, to be a racist, to be all of these things. If it would, and which is my argument why against having a public entity, period. Having public grounds, period. That's why we need to get rid of them. Because if
so you magically get more rights when you work for the government.
No, you have all of the rights. It's not that you get them all; you have them all. If you go work,
you don't have the right to continue working for an employer.
If you go work for a third,
going around spouting racist things
correct.
all day, every day.
If you go work for a third party, a private entity, you lose rights.
Right.
So
if you work for the government, you gain more rights.
You don't gain them. You have them. When you wake up in the morning,
You're
you
not
have them all.
signing them away.
You have them all when you wake up.
You don't have the right to continue working for an employer, though. That's a non-existent right.
A private employer.
Yeah, it's not a right that exists.
Correct. They can fire you. They can fire you anytime.
Right,
it does exist if you're working for a government.
No, it's created by the government.
No, it's protected. It's because
but it
that's their job. No.
It doesn't exist until the government creates it and hires you.
That is their job, to protect your rights that you woke up with this morning.
They are created, but you don't wake up with the right to continue working for an employer. You just admitted this.
A private employer.
Right.
A private employer can do whatever they want.
By working for the created government that created this right, where they can't fire you for saying racist things, they have created a right and bestowed it upon you.
No, they haven't created. Government can't create anything.
You're saying they're giving you this right that
they're
you
not
already
giving
have,
you a
but
right.
you don't already have this right without the context of the government.
No, they're not giving you anything. They are supposed to protect your right to be a bigot.
But without the government, that right doesn't exist.
All right. Well, you have the argument of if we're a democracy,
the government is creating that right.
That's not what a lot of people believe. But people don't believe that rights come from government.
All right. Your God-given rights, which are all of them,
and nowhere in that is the right to continue working for an employer,
which don't prevent you from getting punched in the mouth when you walk out of your door because you're a butthead. I almost said something different. That's all the government's intention. That is their job, is to protect your rights to be a punk, be a douchebag.
Yes, but that's not what we're talking about here.
No, we are talking about this.
No, we're talking about the right to continue working for an employer regardless of your behavior.
No, yes. The big argument is private versus public.
Yes, and when you go to the public, you suddenly have this magical right to continue working for this employer regardless of your behavior.
Okay, we're going to have to not.
But this right doesn't exist in the free market in the context of private entities.
It does. The right exists. It's taken away from you. It's not that it doesn't exist any longer.
Who takes away this right for you to continue working for employees despite being a jerk?
Everyone has rules. When you walk into my house, I have particular rules. I don't
have the right to walk into your house, though.
I have the right to kick you out.
I don't have the right to enter without you giving me permission in the first place.
You're coming to my house. I have rules. If you don't follow them, I kick you out.
That's not the point. I don't have the right to enter your house in the first place.
I just invited you in. You can come work for me in my university.
You granted me permission. That's not giving me a right.
Here's the policy.
Conan,
there's a
difference between these words. Granting me permission to do something is not granting me a right. It's granting me permission to do something.
No, God, man.
So
there is the
difference between a private employer.
If you come at me from the position that government granting permission to do things is equal to bestowing a right, then you are saying that government granting permissions gives people rights.
No, government doesn't give anyone rights.
Saying that
government doesn't give anyone rights.
You're saying that giving me permission to enter your house gives me the right to enter your house. So government granting people permission to do things gives people those rights to do things. That's your argument. And I'm sorry if that tastes bitter to you, but maybe you should reflect on that and change your position and recognize the differences between permissions and rights.
I didn't know we were talking about permissions. I thought we were talking about rights.
You're confusing the two. You're granting me permission and calling it a right, but it's a permission that you're granting me.
Government doesn't grant you permissions or rights.
They literally grant permissions.
In the form of licensing, yes. All right, Aria, I'm gonna think about this for the next week.
Awesome. This has been Free Talk Live. Head on over to the show archives at freetalklive.com to check out the archive going back more than 10 years. Again, that's freetalklive.com.
You can be the smartest person in the room on the topic of the Constitution if you watch this free webinar. Liberty First University is online training on the principles of liberty and the origin, proper application, and defense of our founding documents and the principles they contain. You will receive an education worthy of